Okay, so stock market is a phrase that triggers a lot of fear and you know concern these days. Volatility, headlines, war, uncertainty. It can all feel very overwhelming to us these days. Today on Inspired Circles, we are going to talk about how to navigate all of that with a calm mind and a clear process. So, hello everyone, and welcome to Inspired Circles, a series where I sit down with people in my own circle whose journeys have inspired me in the hope that their stories will also inspire you. After a wonderful episode 1 with Savini, we are back with episode 2, and I'm really excited about today's guest. My inspiration today is my NMIMS batchmate, Janak Lotwala, the founder of StockAdda with Janak, a YouTube channel that's on its way to the 2 lakh subscriber mark. Janak talks about investing, markets, and India's growth story in a very practical and relatable way. Janak, welcome to Inspired Circles. Very happy to host you. And again, I would like to wish you a very happy birthday, belated happy birthday. And great to have you on board, buddy.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you for the warm gesture of thinking worthy of sharing my experience on your platform. And honestly, मुझे डर लगता है कि जब इतने ज़्यादा कोई इंट्रोडक्शन में आई होप वी कैन कीप इट इन मिक्स ऑफ इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. Whatever is
ओके,
comfortable for you.
कितना भी अच्छा इंग्लिश बोल लो, दिल से बात हिंदी में अच्छी निकलती है. At least that's the problem with me. Okay, but I'll try to keep a healthy balance of both. Okay, so the point is when you set the expectation so high, the room to make mistakes is very little. Okay, and that's where I personally, even in investing, like companies which under promise or do not promise and then deliver. Because many
Yeah,
companies come out with very high growth guidances, will grow by 20%, 30%, and then they go back. Rather than I would stay with companies, हमको नहीं पता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है. These are
yeah,
the these are the
yeah.
companies that help me. So, but yeah, long story short, uh, it is extremely kind on your part, and inspiration is a huge word. There are many things in which even you and me inspire each other in a lot of things. Haven't said it publicly so far as yet, but your ability to connect people with people from so many walks of life, ability to be connected with them in any form whatsoever, digital, direct, indirect, whatever, it is admirable even in this era where to make out time is itself a challenge despite having all the heart and soul to talk to that person. I know we have been talking to each other from last 6 7 years. Okay,
Correct,
and
correct,
even
correct.
during our campus uh, years. So that is one quality. And then I'm sure your audience also gets inspired. They would be getting inspired from a lot of people. They would inspire small
Yeah,
improvements in others' life. So,
yeah.
but very heavy word. It is applicable to all of us. The magnitude varies.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Janak. And so, Janak, let's start with the mood right now. The word
Hmm.
stock market induces a lot of fear these days, Janak.
Hmm.
We are clearly living in very uncertain and unpredictable times. How
Hmm.
do you look at this environment personally, Janak?
So, while I'll tell you one very hand on heart, honest answer, uh, you can all sound extremely क्या कहते हैं academic and smart by using all the jargons, etc., and throw you wisdom quotes and everything. uh, the winners, the people who really nail those 10% or 5% who really make good money in the stock market are the ones who really manage to keep it simple. And keeping and simple is different from easy. Huh? It is two are very different things. To keep things simple is the most difficult task in life right now, because we are uh, so tuned to accepting things that which are difficult to understand must be true. Okay, but investing is one science or one art where minimalism, where simplicity is rewarded. Okay, तो एक simple mechanism है, irrespective of what is going on in the world, what is going on in the country right now. uh, Cliched but true. Be fearful when everyone is greedy. Be greedy when everybody is fearful. So right now you started ke stock markets started with the terminology ke stock market uh, induces emotions like fear. Okay, vice versa is also true. It also invokes emotions like greed. Overnight multi-millionaire stories, 30% for 10 years, double every year. I have seen comments like that. Return should double every year, and in peak bull runs of 2021-23. Okay, so the psyche behind it does not change. Okay, it revolves between the pendulum of greed and fear. Right now, as you mentioned, it invokes fear. So it is one of the biggest behavioral cues that what you should be right now. Okay, and it is part of life, and it is part of investing. Markets are highly cyclical. It moves into cycles. You should know where in cycle you are. uh, uh, Again, it is a jargon, but वो sinusoidal wave होता है ना, cycle in simple terms. Maybe I can draw it and show it to you. So every 3-4 years such events occur. uh, it started with so first cycle that I saw, but market में उतना skin नहीं था, was 2009. It was my early days of exploring the market, and where I could see everything in red. Fortunately, unfortunately, I did not have any money or anything serious over there. Then there was a time where I pursued post graduation, set through the market cycles from the sidelines, did not track much. But then came 2017-18 whole IIFL crisis and all. Again, the returns were gone. So जो भी पैसा बनता था चला जाता था. At one point even negative. And then came 2020 COVID. मतलब I'll tell you, 2019 was the year where I really nailed and started making good returns in large caps. Okay, but to the first time in 9 years of my journey, I was feeling good about investing. It took me 9 years to feel good, and after six
Okay.
eight months, COVID struck, and I was down again 30%. मैं बोला अरे यार ये what the मतलब, yeah, you get the emotion, right? And I am not
Yeah.
made for investing and all. But then
Yeah.
uh, uh, really things started picking up from there on, and then uh, 2020-21 were fabulous years in terms of my first multi-baggers and doing good amount of started to pay off. The patience that to learn, the patience to hold on to the investments. Okay, and then 2022 Russia Ukraine started again, and it was the third cycle that I'm seeing. And by that time I realized every 3-4 years something like this is going to happen. Again, I was down this time 20-30%, but this time I made sure that when the next cycle hits I would be better prepared. Okay, in
Got it.
terms of making up for my mistakes. So market
Understood.
again recovered in bull run for next 2 years, 2023-24, and set a beautiful process. Got to learn the amazing art of reading technicals, price action along with businesses, the whole process of risk management. There is a lot of
Yeah.
jargons, but I'll tell you, risk management is nothing but your ability to navigate the market without seeing major drawdowns or getting emotionally out, managing
Absolutely.
your risk emotionally and financially, your state
Absolutely.
of mind. That is risk
Absolutely.
management. And then this is the fourth big event that I'm seeing. Okay, so after these events, what I have realized, sooner or later, plus minus 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, these events go down, and then these are some of the triggers for the change in cycle. Okay,
Absolutely.
it does not mean that Monday market खोलेगा तो सब कुछ आंकी डोरी होगा. Nobody knows
Correct.
how worse it can get before it gets better, but you have to
Absolutely.
be around. You have to be around
Very.
and keep learning. It took me 14-15 years. Okay, maybe I wish,
Yep.
and that is one of my aim. I do not promise to make everybody a millionaire. Nobody can be. In fact, it is a very
Yep.
personal, and there are a lot of variables like luck and all. Okay, but the point is, मुझे जो जर्नी में 10 साल लग गए, वो अभिषेक मेरा फ्रेंड अगर मेरे साथ बातें कर रहा है तो उसको 10 साल ना लगे, वो शायद 6-7 साल में क्रैक कर पाए. और 6-7 साल में 5-7 5 to 7 years इज अ क्या कहते हैं, is a ideal time frame to give to the market, क्योंकि एटलीस्ट 2 साइकिल आपने देखी होगी, 2 बुल या
Understood.
2 बेयर साइकिल. उसके पहले
Understood.
इफ यू थिंक यू हैव अराइव्ड, तो यू हैव नॉट अराइव्ड. इट इज वो डनिंग
Correct.
क्रागर इफेक्ट में आप बहुत ऊपर हो. If you want
Correct.
to show that what Dunning Kruger effect is, that basically when you start something and वो beginner's luck होता है, then you think, oh, you have
Yeah.
arrived, and then the
Yes.
reality hits, and then you are एकदम आप नीचे गिर जाते हैं, and then it is a steady
Yes.
climb of learning after that.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes. Yes.
so go and search what
Fantastic.
Dunning Kruger effect is, and uh,
Yes.
hand on heart, analyze yourself where you are there on that
Yes.
curve.
Yes. Yeah. So two words I took out of this is minimalism and simplicity.
Hmm.
Very powerful words, Janak, during
Hmm.
these times.
Hmm.
And in phases like this, Janak, uh, how can investors keep their cool instead of reacting to every headline or market move? What practical steps do you think they should take, Janak?
So see, one piece of advice, basically one piece which I already mentioned, कि it is the nature of the beast that you are working with. अगर अच्छे रिटर्न से मजा आता है, तो ड्रॉडाउन से पहली बात तो आपको इमोशनल नहीं होना है. ओके, आइदर वेज, व्हेन यू आर मेकिंग मनी एंड व्हेन यू आर लूजिंग मनी, now you have to find out why you are losing money in first place, and even if you are losing money, then why you are bothered. If you are a long term investor, and if your goal is say and long term, and if you are looking to make money from the markets, anything less than 5 years is not the ideal time frame to evaluate yourself, because there are a lot of variables that happen every 5 years, 5 to 7 years. Either you would be not in good frame of mind, or the markets may not be good, or you both might be in good frame of mind but पैसा नहीं डाला है आपने. So that there are lot of variables that are there. Okay, but coming back to the point, how do you remain calm in such environment? One of the key assumptions is what kind of investor are you? Okay, if you are new to the market, definitely trading is not for you. Definitely options, derivatives, futures are not for you. You are going to start with, you have a job, you do not have time commitments, then you will be a long term investor. And if you're a long term investor, daily checking of prices do not help. Okay, the first and the most basic thing that maybe you should do immediately is set up a process for yourself and set up a system. Okay, and do not worry about anything that is beyond the scope of the system. The system can be as simple as that: I identify 20 good businesses with 5% allocated in each business, so that way it makes it 100 rupees. Okay, and even in equity you would allocate maximum say 60-70%. Rest 30% will be in other liquid uh, assets like FDs, etc. I'm not including intentionally land and other kind of real estate which is illiquid. Okay, FD हो गया, बॉन्ड्स हो गए, G6 गवर्नमेंट इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हो गए, गोल्ड हो गया, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. Say you have invested 70 rupees, and out of that 70 rupees, 5% you deploy in each company. Okay, now you have to ensure fundamentally those are good companies, because you are a long term investor. So every quarter the companies won't shift around. आप जो कंपनी में काम करते हो उसमें भी आप देख रहे होगे कि 3 महीने में चीजें चेंज नहीं होती है. डिस्पाइट लोग कहते हैं कि वी आर इन द एरा ऑफ AI एंड थिंग्स चेंज. नो, बिजनेस साइकिल्स टेक टाइम. ओके, तो अगर आपने साइकिल के गलत टाइम पे भी इन्वेस्ट किया, आप मान लो कि उसको 2 साल तो लगेंगे टर्न होने में. ओके, और पीक पे इन्वेस्ट किया तो इट शुड गिव रिजल्ट्स इमीडिएटली. पॉइंट बीइंग, डेली चेक मत करो, सेटअप अ सिस्टम के अच्छे. आई वुड हैव माय प्रोसेस ऑफ आइडेंटिफाइंग ओनली गुड बिजनेसेस, एंड एवरी 3 months I would evaluate that. Okay, I would not be worried whatever. See, ultimately what is your risk? Let me define risk for you right now. आपने 70 रुपए डाले, roughly it is 3.5 rupees in each company. Okay, just
Yeah.
mathematically, top of the mind numbers, 100 rupees है आपके liquid fund में, आपने 70 rupees invest किए. Okay, 5% of 70 is 3.5.
Yeah.
Just assuming that you are pathetic in your process, pathetic, and 5 companies go berserk, मतलब you
Yeah.
lost it, zero. Okay, which is not going to happen. Ideally, which is not going to happen even in 3 months. 3 months is too short time period. So you would lose out only 7 rupees.
Correct.
And this is risk management. okay, you survived even after this catastrophe.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, and you from 70 you are down to 50 rupees, okay, which is normal, hota hai. You have
Correct.
absurd selection process, you do not have any process, you are really bad, and despite that risk management saved you here. Okay, but if you have selected good companies, the drawdown that you might see between say 10, 15 plus minus percent here and there. Okay, and
Correct.
then you, and in then 3 months you have to be ruthless about it also, no, कि boss अगर ये इतना गिर रहा है तो I might have invested at the wrong time, the business might be
Yeah.
right, but
Correct.
I have invested at the wrong time, or I might be wrong in totality altogether. Then you cut those
Correct.
businesses, you move, you rebalance,
Yeah.
let winners do the thing, you cut out the losers. और ऐसे
Yeah.
ही मैंने भी अपनी प्रोसेस बनाई है, by the way, as simple as that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So I have
Very valid
integrated
points.
technicals, fundamentals, and I have a frequency in which I try to look also.
Yeah. Fantastic. Very valid points, Janak. Uh, so for everyone who's watching here, some very important pointers here. Don't be too emotional. Either ways, in both the scenarios, if you're making too much money or if you're losing money, set up a process or a system. I think this line really applies to all of us, not just for investing, but even for a lot of other things in our lives.
Yes.
Less than 5 years is not an ideal time these days to expect good returns and evaluate the businesses that you are investing in every 3 months. So, Janak, you
So again,
spoke about.
Abhishek, let me just interrupt
Yeah,
here. These were
yeah,
just placeholders.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah,
So the answer
correct.
would change for somebody who is a trader or a
Yeah,
trend rider.
true,
Okay.
true,
So
true,
he
true.
might have to
Yeah,
evaluate every 2 years and he might have to see every
absolutely.
week. So I see
Correct.
every week.
Yeah,
Okay. And if
correct,
you're a
correct,
derivative guy, it's a different ball game.
correct,
Point
correct,
is,
correct,
सिस्टम के कुछ वेरिएबल्स है, प्रोसेस के कुछ वेरिएबल्स है, you will have to find out कि what are those right variables for you, both
correct,
psychologically and logically.
correct, correct. Absolutely. So, very, very valid points, Janak. And I think the underlying point, uh, the which uh, overrides all these points is the first basic question that everyone needs to ask themselves is, what kind of an investor are you? Right? I think that's a very, very important question that each of us really need to introspect on. And that really will set forth the rest of the questions. Fantastic,
So
Janak.
one thing, no, Abhishek, very personal between you and me. One
Yeah,
really good thing that I really liked in our 2021 days. Okay,
yeah,
when you are going through my course, 2022.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, even that was the time when I was also was learning. But एक चीज मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगी थी, अभिषेक, तुम्हारी.
yeah, yeah,
I was really pushing you for learning technicals. कि price action
absolutely,
सीख लो. Okay, but you said no,
absolutely.
I'm a long-term fundamental guy. This scale at this point in time does not concern me. It would add
Yeah,
noise.
yeah,
Dis- agreement or disagreement. What I really liked was the
correct.
clarity of thought process. And
Yeah,
I really had that respect for you. वो तभी समझ जाता है बंदा. And these are some of the things that I think we all should be able to integrate in our lives. We are not fighting, or
I agree.
so I'll tell you, we are not fighting with the neighbor. सबसे पहले तो ये एनवी करना छोड़ दो. अगर कोई और पैसा बना रहा है तो गुड फॉर देम, बनाओ.
Absolutely.
ओके,
Correct.
यू आर जस्ट कॉम्पिटिंग अगेंस्ट योरसेल्फ. ये हालांकि
Absolutely.
it is a very motherhood kind of statement, very generic statement, and but you will have to
Yeah,
live with it. Varna, there
absolutely.
is no end to this. You would always die unhappy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Very valid point again, Janak. That and
Hmm.
worth remembering and telling ourselves each day we get up in the morning that we are always competing against ourselves.
Hmm.
Okay. So Janak, now we'll switch gears, right? Little bit, and let's talk about your journey. Very, very interested in knowing this. You briefly spoke about it a few minutes back. When did you first get interested in investing and markets, Janak? And what was that trigger to start StockAdda with Janak as a YouTube channel that within 7 years has grown to nearly 2 lakh subscribers? Very, very interested in knowing this.
So yeah, I'll take some time over there to set context. Abhishek, you be on stage, matlab, that I don't know. I feel somehow very comfortable. It is talking. You be with me. Okay.
Yeah,
So uh, uh, I have a home which always used to watch certain business channels. Okay,
Okay.
2000, मतलब since my childhood, even in my school days. Okay, mom and dad used, so that's where I got introduced to stock market. And बहुत सिंपल था कि अगर उस दिन तुमको ज्यादा ग्रीन दिखे तो अच्छा दिन है, ज्यादा रेड दिखे तो बुरा दिन है. इतनी
Correct.
बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग आ गई थी एक फिफ्थ सिक्स स्टैंडर्ड वाले बच्चे को, सिक्स सेवन
Yeah.
स्टैंडर्ड वाले बच्चे को. तो
Got it.
क्यूरियोसिटी बिल्ड हो गई थी. एंड दिस इज वेयर वी हैव अ बिग रोल टू प्ले कि
Yeah.
हमारे किड्स, द जनरेशन आफ्टर अस, वो क्यूरियोसिटी उनको रूट्स और वो बड में ही मिलेगी. इफ यू आर गोइंग टू वेट फॉर देम टू फॉर सम स्कूल और कॉलेज टू टीच देम एंड देन आफ्टर 18, it is not going to happen. It is our duty as parents to introduce. If they don't pursue, it is fine. Okay, but
Absolutely.
at least introduce कि आज मैंने स्पेस से इंट्रोड्यूस करा दिया तो वो हो सकता है कि कल उठ के एस्ट्रोनॉट बने. वेरियस
Yeah.
वॉक्स ऑफ लाइफ यू इंट्रोड्यूस टू देम, क्रिकेट, cooking,
Yeah.
space, even computer, laptop. No harm in that. Maybe one of the
Yeah.
finest coders in the tech era of AI. You never know. Okay,
Absolutely.
this is the time
Absolutely.
for kids to explore. So I was lucky कि stock market में मुझे अपनी fingers एटलीस्ट अपनी क्यूरियोसिटी डिप करने मिली. 2010 में पहली जॉब लगी. बाकी
Okay.
सबकी तरह तो मैंने पैसे डाल दिए
Okay.
टीवी देख के, और वो 90% वेल्थ इरोड कर दी मैंने अपने पहले इन्वेस्टमेंट पे विद इन फ्यू
अच्छा.
मंथ्स एंड ईयर्स.
सीधा स्टॉक मार्केट में ही डाल दिए पैसे?
हाँ, पहले मेरे को स्टॉक लेना था. मैंने
ओके.
कहीं पे सुना कि ये कंपनी अच्छी XYZ 110 में
ओके.
ले ली, वो 20 रुपए पे चली गई. एंड दैट्स वेयर आई लर्न द
अच्छा.
लेसन कि बॉस ये नहीं चलेगा.
या. या.
तो बट तब जाके मुझे समझा कि बॉस ये किसी और का सुन के नहीं कर सकते, ये धीमे धीमे.
या.
बट तभी भी पूरा आता नहीं था. एंड इट वाज वन ऑफ माय बिगेस्ट, हालांकि नॉट ट्रू, बट बिगेस्ट कंप्लेंट्स टू द यूनिवर्स कि सब कुछ
ओके.
दिया बट कोई सिखाने वाला नहीं दिया. एंड वो बहुत बुरा लगता था कि एक चीज
करेक्ट है.
सीखो, अरे ये भी सीखना है, अरे ये दोनों सीख लिया पर अभी पहला सीखा हुआ उल्टा हो गया, फिर तीसरा सीखो,
या.
चौथा सीखो करके 5-6 साल तो ऐसे ही निकल गए. कब निकल गए पता नहीं चला. ऑप्शंस
या.
2012 में ऑप्शंस ट्रेडिंग भी की, 13 में व्हेन आई वाज इन
अच्छा.
कॉलेज. तो वो भी गए पैसे 5-10 हजार जो भी थे बाइंग.
अच्छा. ओके.
So that when realized कि ऑप्शन इज नॉट फॉर मी एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम. ओके,
या.
ये भी बराबर सीखे बिना नहीं होगा काम, क्योंकि जो भी करो रिजल्ट खराब ही आ रहा है.
या.
बट मुझे पता था कि दिस इज अ वे टू मेक वेल्थ हियर. कैसे वो नहीं पता था. आई वाज जस्ट फिगरिंग आउट, ट्राइंग 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 कर करके 2017-18 में धीमे धीमे करके क्लिक करना स्टार्ट हुआ. ओके,
करेक्ट.
बिकॉज वो धीरे धीरे करके ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट आता है ना, तो ब्रेक इवन
यस.
पॉइंट आने लग गया था 2017-18 में. तो
गॉट
जैसे
इट.
मैंने बोला कि IIFL स्ट्राइक किया, तो फिर कॉन्फिडेंस इरोड हुआ.
या.
Okay, and that's where 2019 the investments started being good. Early
या.
investments, IRCTC का IPO आया था, did
या.
good over there.
या.
HDFC banks and वो era था पूरा HDFCs
या.
and
या. या.
HULs का and all the large caps FMCG companies का, cash
या.
rich companies का. तो
या.
did good over there, not really multi-bagger, but
या.
quite decent actually. And
या.
that's where I realized, boss, now we are getting close. And then COVID struck, and then wapas back to square -10. Okay, and
या.
then picked it up from there again, boss, and then really started. And my investments of 2018-19 started to pay off after COVID, Tata Elxsi and all, by the way.
ओके. ओके.
Okay, so a lot of tech companies, pharma companies started doing good. And
ओके.
that's where I realized कि boss, ये experience तो है. ओके,
ओके.
एंड
या.
ड्यू टू कोविड नो कहीं ना कहीं सबके माइंड में ये थिंकिंग तो आई थी
या.
कि अब तो और भी ज्यादा है कि बॉस, टिल व्हेन कैन यू जस्ट रिलाई ऑन योर कॉर्पोरेट आइडेंटिटी. व्हाट इज माय
या.
आइडेंटिटी आउट ऑफ XYZ? व्हाट
या.
इज माय आइडेंटिटी आउट ऑफ अ मार्केटिंग मैनेजर? ओके,
करेक्ट.
कल उठ के मैं चली गई, हु एम आई?
या.
हाउ कैन आई हैव दैट लेवरेज? तो
या.
मैंने कुछ नहीं किया. इनफैक्ट आई डिड नॉट हैव देम, ओनली माय, सो आई हैड 2-3 इंटरेस्ट एरियाज. वन वाज इक्विटी इन्वेस्टिंग,
गॉट
one
इट.
was the interest to tell stories. Okay,
ओके.
so I had certain theater background in my college and school days. Okay,
या.
वो बहुत मजा आता था कैमरा से बात करने का,
रियली? वाओ.
कॉमिकल and everything, basically telling stories and
Yeah.
teaching, obviously. So
Yeah.
that, and the third thing was the understanding of marketing ecosystem.
Understood.
Okay, YouTube and all, distribution and all. तो मैंने बोला
Yeah.
आई एम तो, एंड वर्क फ्रॉम होम, कोविड, सो ब्लेसिंग इन
Understood.
डिसगाइज कि थोड़ा स्पेयर टाइम
Fantastic.
दिन का 1-2 घंटा बच गया है. तो
Yeah.
एट आई वाज एट द इंटरसेक्शन ऑफ दिस. तो बोला ना, लक होता है, राइट प्लेस राइट टाइम,
Yeah.
सब
Yeah.
कुछ.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
तो इट हिट. मैंने एक वीडियो डाला एंड बॉस 1000 people watched it, actually watched one of the most earlier videos
Wow.
which was totally unoptimized for YouTube. No
Absolutely.
thumbnails, nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
एक और वीडियो बनाया, आईपीओ वीडियो बनाया, 5-6 thousand व्यूज. मैं बोला पीपल वांट टू हियर यू. ओके, यू माइट बी
Yeah.
राइट और रॉन्ग, दैट्स अ सेपरेट स्टोरी. पीपल वांट टू हियर यू, एंड दैट्स व्हेन आई रियलाइज के जो मैं सीखता जाऊंगा मैं आगे शेयर करता जाऊंगा, इररिस्पेक्टिव.
Yeah.
सो लेट मी शेयर. सो डे वन से मैंने बोला आई एम नॉट एन एक्सपर्ट, आई डोंट नो एवरीथिंग, आई स्टिल डोंट नो एवरीथिंग, बट वट एवर आई
Yeah.
लर्न आई विल शेयर वेयर आई एम इन माई इन्वेस्टिंग जर्नी, एंड आई विल डॉक्यूमेंट इट कि मेरा एटलीस्ट बच्चा भी चल देखे कि पापा के वीडियोज आते हैं.
Yeah. Yeah.
ओके, तो
Fantastic.
इसलिए पूरी, एंड देन दैट डीप सेंस के टू हैव दैट आइडेंटिटी और ऑल्टर ईगो
Yeah.
बियॉन्ड द जॉब, कि मुझे कल उठ
Yeah.
के अगर कुछ करना पड़े तो एटलीस्ट आई हैव सम बैकग्राउंड इन क्रिएटिंग अ बिजनेस ऑफ सोलोप्रेन्योर.
Yeah.
Solopreneur plus
Yeah.
minus freelancers here and there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Very nice, Janak. I mean, I really loved that whole amalgamation of skills plus that you had. I never really knew that you were also in theater and you developed some skills over there. Storytelling that you mentioned about, interest in markets, seizing that opportunity. And a very core thing you touched on, Janak, is what is going to be your identity? What is it that you really want to be known as, right?
hmm.
And for all those who are watching, I think this is a very, very powerful statement, a very powerful question that each of us should ask ourselves, that what is going to be our identity and what are we going to be, what do we want ourselves to be known as? So, superb, Janak. And how has the experience been so far,
So
both as a
I'll
creator
tell you for
and as
both
an
your
investor?
and, yeah, sorry, I interrupted, but I really wanted to add this. Extremely sorry. I'm a very bad listener. Sorry, Abhishek. But
No
okay.
problem.
Uh, so I'll tell you, 2 लाख तो मेरा almost 3-4 साल में हो गया था.
Okay.
Okay. And I have degrown in last 2 years.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm completely okay with this. So this is
Yeah.
what market has also taught me, and
Yeah.
discovering larger purpose in life. So
Yeah.
lot of my YouTube was also goal driven. कि बॉस आगे
Yeah.
बढ़ना है, आगे बढ़ना है. And that's when I
Yeah.
realized that there is no end to this.
Correct.
Okay, तो
Correct.
अब
True.
जब करना है तब करना है. मेरा पर्पस अलग है. भले ही 10
True.
लोग देखे, 1000 लोग देखे. So I'm not going to worry about distribution right now.
True.
Okay, and it is always a alternate channel that I have in future. I can always build on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So I
True.
210,000 subscribers, I have come back to 199.
Got
And
it.
this has
Oh, okay.
happened in last 3-4 years.
Got it.
So,
Got it.
but you should be completely okay with this outcome. It
Yeah.
is a very
Yeah.
conscious choice.
Correct.
And same is
Correct.
about investing.
Correct. Very true. Love the analogy.
Hmm.
Absolutely love the analogy. And I never really knew that you had crossed 2 lakh subscribers, but it has come down to 1.99 lakh. And you are absolutely okay with it because this 2.1, 1.99, all these are just numbers for you, right? It doesn't really affect you, and you don't take it very personally because you are very clear about your purpose. You're very
Hmm.
clear about what is it that you want to do, and you are a complete test match player over here, right? You've not come here to just swing your bat, get some runs and get out, right? So you are playing it very nicely and steadily. And yeah, fantastic stuff, man. I mean, really, really good, and very, very proud of what you have achieved. So
Marathon hai yaar, Abhishek.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely, I
and
completely
it's
agree.
okay. I mean, it's okay.
I
Once I
completely agree.
was driven by something outside, but that's when I internally realized, boss, this is not me. It's
Yeah.
okay. Completely
Yeah.
okay.
Very true. Very true.
I'm not here
So
for
now,
external validation. I'm not here for vanity. And
yeah,
that is, you do everything in life with this mindset. It would make your life a lot easier.
absolutely, absolutely. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you, and uh, can totally relate to it in some aspects as well. So Janak, we'll get to some we'll get to some practical stuff over here for those who are watching and for those who will be watching in future as well. So for someone who's a complete newbie and for someone who's been in the markets for a while, what tools or courses would you recommend to help people build a very strong foundation, Janak?
So if I have to fasten my learning curve, Abhishek, I might
Yeah.
follow a particular sequence. Okay, right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
सबसे पहले ना अभिषेक, मतलब जब तक आप पैसा डालोगे नहीं, थोड़ा भी स्किन इन द गेम, you would not have the urge to crack that code. One of the most underrated thing and I accidentally did was कि पैसा डाल दिया था, तो मतलब वो फीस चली गई थी, तो पिंच तभी होना स्टार्ट हो चुका था बिकॉज ऑफ द आउटकम्स. एंड दैट्स वेयर आई
Got it.
क्यूरियोसिटी वाज द ड्राइवर, but till the
Yeah.
time you do not have skin in the game, you would not pursue it with that intensity.
Yeah.
Okay, or you might drop it off. Curiosity and motivation can only take you till there, but every month you are
Yeah.
putting 5,000 and then you are not making outcome at the aggregate level, and that's where you realize that something is wrong and you start to fix it. Okay,
Yeah.
so that was one thing. First you do is put some money, whatever that is there, and it slightly pinches you, but you never go hungry or you are never bankrupt. This is the key
Absolutely.
alignment for it. The
Correct.
only
Correct.
that much that pinches you but does not meaningfully change your life if
Correct.
that is gone, to begin
Correct.
with, not for wealth
Yeah.
creation, to begin
Yeah.
with. Okay, wealth creation is a different thing, वो किसी दिन आराम से बात करेंगे उस पे. Okay,
Yeah.
there you have to be really aggressive and get your process and thought, your behavior, everything in place. But
Yeah.
सबसे पहले ये करो. फिर दूसरा चीज है कि आज के दिन ना information is commoditized. It was
Absolutely.
commoditized earlier. uh,
Yeah.
I never realized it till very late, and even more so in the era of AI, it is all the more commoditized.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting started is not a challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, you know the popular websites. मैं बता भी दूंगा. Screener.com, तिजोरी है, Trading View है. YouTube is the biggest time you should be spending on. Okay,
Yeah.
how to pick good stocks. Find out, hear them. Do not agree, but hear out 3 different videos, 5 different videos from five different creators. Okay, and even before that, get your basics on money right. Okay,
Yeah.
what is compounding? Okay, how does money work? What is the meaning of assets?
Yeah.
Gold versus equity different क्या है? सारा पैसा एक asset में क्यों नहीं डालना चाहिए? At least hear the podcast and get your spend some time in the day,
Yeah.
10 minutes, 15 minutes. As I said, it is a long journey. ये सब आज
Yeah.
के आज नहीं होने वाला है, 5 साल की जर्नी है, तो you'll have to be prepared कि 5 साल तो
Yeah.
लग ही जाएंगे क्रैक करने
Yeah.
में. Anything before that, you are prone to accidents.
Yeah.
Okay, but you will have to have skin in the game. You'll have to leverage the free resources. आपका 60-70% काम इधर ही होना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा.
Yeah.
Okay, the third thing is after that कुछ formal चाहिए, तो there are various courses. I'm not saying those are bad. Only
Yeah.
thing that I found was many of them are inadequate, either in
Yeah.
curriculum, and one of them I did take when I was designing one very popular YouTuber. I'm not getting into the name, but it was inadequate.
Got it.
Inadequate in the terms के the person used to speak only about rare view investing. What is rare
Got
view
it.
के पीछे जो हो रखा है वो डेटा देख के ही डिसीजंस ले रहे हैं हम आगे के, वो नहीं होता है.
Got it.
मार्केट्स आर फॉरवर्ड फ्यूचर लुकिंग, ये नहीं बताते.
Got it. Got it.
ओके, तो वो inadequate थे, बट एटलीस्ट इवन दैट हेल्प मी बाय द वे इन लॉट ऑफ
Got
थिंग्स.
it.
तो
Got it.
10% वहां पे आ गया. फिर मैं आपको, चलो, आई
Got
डू
it.
नॉट माइंड ऑल्सो कॉलिंग आउट नेम. देयर इज वन और टू क्रिएटर्स व्हिच आई जेन्युइनली लाइक. ओके, तो
Yeah.
एक सौरभ कुमार करके हमारी कॉलेज से है, अभिषेक.
Okay.
ही डज
Okay.
सम रियली गुड वर्क. शुरू करके यू कैन
Okay.
सर्च, यू विल फाइंड हिम ऑन ट्विटर. साइंटिफिक
Okay.
इन्वेस्टिंग करके. Okay, and then there is another channel which I like, and I haven't seen his paid courses or any paid communities, but there is SOIC करके एक है, School of
Okay.
Intrinsic Compounding. So he has a lot of courses on money and wealth management. So another
Okay.
10-15% you will be able to add from here,
Understood.
and 10% is going to be your journey. They
Yeah.
will only nudge you in the right direction, but you'll have to figure out.
Understood.
Ultimately, everything will boil down to making your process.
Understood.
And
Correct.
आज के दिन में अभिषेक, it is not the information that is the problem.
Yeah.
First, is the experience. Now you, and this is how creator economy is also going to evolve, by the way. People
Yeah,
are going to pay for experience rather than information.
absolutely
And the second challenge that everybody faces is not the information, it is not the maths, it is fine behavioral.
correct.
Your ability to control and channelize the emotions, regulate
True,
them, is going
true,
to be a bigger challenge in an era where information is commodity.
true,
ये 30 साल
true,
पहले ये नहीं था. Information was a moat 20-30 years ago. Right now it is
true,
not.
true, true, true. So very well said again, and some really fantastic takeaways again from this answer, Janak.
Hmm.
So you mentioned about Tijori, Screener, Trading
Hmm.
Maze, and you also spoke about SOIC and Saurabh. Uh, so Janak, can you just very briefly walk us through, you know, some of these, and very briefly take us through, so that people watching can just take a very cursory look, and as you rightly put it, can you nudge them in that right direction so that they can in turn, you know, uh, build on it?
Sure. Let me share. So I'll first just make a process together, okay, with
Yeah,
people, and assuming that whatever I tell is right and adequate. Pura hai.
yeah,
Okay, it is not. It is not. But in interest of time, I am going to force you to make this assumption that whatever I say is right, and just take ले लो आप. Just assume
yeah,
कि process बनाते हैं.
absolutely.
तो प्रोसेस का पहला पिलर तो मैंने आपको बता दिया कि 100 रुपए है, तो आपको एक अपने लिए इंश्योर करना है कि आप इक्विटी में कितना डालोगे, और
Yeah,
बाकी नॉन इक्विटी लिक्विड में कितना डालोगे. आई एम
yeah,
स्टिल स्ट्रेसिंग लिक्विड कितना है. आई एम
yeah,
नॉट काउंटिंग योर होम, आई एम नॉट काउंटिंग योर लैंड, आई एम नॉट काउंटिंग
yeah,
लिक्विड स्टफ.
correct.
Gold, silver, I'm okay to add crypto. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
okay to add bonds. I'm
yeah,
okay to add cash, savings, etc., etc. And then
yeah,
there is equity, either in mutual fund or direct. And then
yeah,
उसमें भी आप डिफाइन करो कि 20 ले लो और 5-5% एलोकेशन से ज्यादा मत डालो.
yeah,
Okay, simple basic सा rule है that is going to ensure that you are going to, there is going to be longevity here. You would survive
absolutely.
the catastrophe. Nuclear
True,
holocaust aa gaya, तो everything is going to zero anyway. Then you have bigger problems to think about.
true,
Making money is not.
true, true, true.
So basically it can survive a nuclear holocaust also.
Yeah,
Okay, so that is going to be the first framework. ये सबसे पहले आना चाहिए portfolio
yeah,
allocation, कि
yeah,
मैं कैसे इसको mathematically मैं erode ना करूं.
yeah,
Okay, और ये आप ये यूज कर सकते हो. This I can always tell कि
yeah,
5% से आप कंफर्टेबल नहीं हो, 33 into 3 कर दो,
correct,
1/3. Okay, and
correct.
then the returns would be then closely getting to index or even
Yeah,
below it. Okay, then you might not be outperforming, but you would be surviving. It is more
got
tailored
it,
for survival. Or
got
if
it,
you are slightly more aggressive, then do it 7 into whatever number is coming, or 10 into
got it,
10, the worst that I can go. I do
got
not
it,
go beyond that.
got it,
Worst case. Okay,
got it.
so अब आ गया. Now your question is कि वो 20 कंपनीज आपने भरनी है. तो
Yeah,
सबसे पहले आपने ये इंश्योर करना है, okay, and that this is part of my process also, कि I am not going to go outside poor companies, outside good
got it,
companies, sorry. So I am going to eliminate all the poor companies.
got it,
Okay, उसके लिए मुझे स्क्रीनर बनाना है. Let me
got it.
show it to you.
Yeah,
My screen is visible.
yeah,
Okay, so chalo, then I will go to screener. Go ahead and explore various features. It is one of the best simplistic, minimalistic websites that I am addicted to, you along with TradingView. TradingView and ये दो websites are my regular bread and butter. ओके, तो मैं
got it.
यहाँ पे ये एक स्क्रीन करके, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ स्क्रीन, के मैं एक स्क्रीन बनाऊंगा जहां पे मुझे ऐसे बिजनेसेस चाहिए जो मैं शॉर्टलिस्ट करूं इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए. शॉर्टलिस्ट, इन्वेस्ट नहीं करूं. तो आपको
Yeah,
कुछ क्राइटेरियाज बनाने होंगे यहाँ पे. नाउ आई एम नॉट गिविंग यू द एग्जैक्ट क्राइटेरिया, ओके, दीज आर नॉट
yeah,
कंप्लीट, बट एक
correct.
सिंपल सा क्राइटेरिया ले लिया कि मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन. फॉरगेट अबाउट द डेफिनेशन. मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन इज अ रिप्रेजेंटेशन कि वो कितनी बड़ी कंपनी है.
Yeah,
क्या वो एकदम छोटी कंपनी है, 10-20 करोड़ 30 करोड़, और 1 लाख 2 लाख करोड़ की कंपनी है, मैं इंश्योर करता हूँ कि चलो आई एम स्लाइटली एग्रेसिव पर्सन, तो मैं मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन फॉर्मूला और उसमें नहीं जा रहा हूँ, बट मैं ये अज्यूम कर लो कि 30,000 करोड़ के नीचे मिड कैप और स्मॉल कैप्स पड़ रहा है आज के दिन में। ओके, तो मैं मिड कैप और स्मॉल कैप में गया हूँ, मैंने ये इंश्योर कर लिया। एंड देन देर आर सर्टन क्राइटेरियाज के मैंने ये देख लिया कि कैश बुक्स पे इनकी कैश होना चाहिए, तो कैश इक्विवेलेंट ग्रेटर देन 0। ओके, मैंने ये देख लिया। मैंने एक और चीज देख ली, मैंने आपको बोला कि स्किन इन द गेम होना चाहिए, तो यहाँ पे भी एक लॉजिक यूज करते कि जो कंपनी है वो प्रोमोटर ड्रिवन हो, मीनिंग के पब्लिक का ज्यादा स्टेक ना हो, आइदर institutions which are considered to be slightly strong, considered, we may agree, we may not agree, or the promoters have it। तो मैं ये इंश्योर करता हूँ कि पब्लिक होल्डिंग उसकी लेस देन 40% हो, रैंडम नंबर्स, दिस कैन चेंज। करेक्ट। तो ये इंश्योर कर दिया कि मैं एक इंस्टीट्यूशन एंड प्रमोटर ड्रिवन कंपनी में हूँ, उनके पास कैश पड़ा है, एग्रेसिव कंपनीज है, छोटी कंपनीज है, एंड एक और चीज इंश्योर करते हैं कि ईयर ऑन ईयर सेल्स ग्रोथ, मतलब ये साल ये क्वार्टर में लास्ट ईयर कंपैरिजन के क्वार्टर में ये 10% से ज्यादा ग्रो हुई है। गॉट इट। ओके, ये 5 क्राइटेरिया और 3-4 क्राइटेरिया मैं टेक्निकली लगा सकता हूँ, रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी हो गया, मार्जिन हो गए, बहुत कुछ हो सकता है इसमें, बट चलो एक स्क्रीनर मैंने बना दिया। ये कौन सा है, मल्टीपल कंडीशंस एंड एक सेकेंड, ग्रेटर देन 0। चलो अबे डायग्नाइज, ये देखो, ऑल दीस थिंग्स हैपन, नाउ यू हैव टू डायग्नाइज दिस कि ये क्यों नहीं आ रहा है। नो प्रॉब्लम। ओके, सो एक एंड शायद गलत है, 30,000। ओके, इट इज नॉट टेकिंग द कॉमा। या ओके, तो ये देखो, अब 5,000 6,000 कंपनीज है, उसमें से मैं ये सिर्फ 4 क्राइटेरियाज यूज करके मैं 1000 तक ले आया हूँ, सिर्फ 4 क्राइटेरियाज। ओके, नाउ यू कैन सॉर्ट इट एज पर द मार्केट कैप, एंड देन नाउ अज्यूमिंग कि यू हैव स्टार्टेड एक्सप्लोरिंग योर जर्नी। ओके, तो वन ऑफ द मोड्स व्हिच आई माई सेल्फ लाइक पर्सनली is so again, now you have to define what kind of investor you are. Are you a value conscious investor? Are you a mega theme investor? So I am a mega theme investor, so there are 15-20 areas which I really like. Just got it. Again, not an investment advice, but all the new age themes: data center, AI, defense, alternate energies, renewables, aerospace and defense, बहुत सारे electric vehicles. Okay, you can go on naming in semiconductors. So there is this company called Ather. चलो, मेरे को पता है कि ये 2-wheeler इलेक्ट्रिक बाइक बनाती है। ओके, अब यहाँ पे इसको मुझे टाइम देना है नहीं देना है। नाउ यू आर गेटिंग टू नो अबाउट दिस कंपनी, यू कैन डू दिस प्रैक्टिकली। मैं और क्राइटेरिया यूज करके इसको 200-300 पे ले आऊंगा, just hypothetically speaking. Now you can go and visit what does Chola Financial do. So Chola Financial is an NBFC. Okay, तो थोड़ी बिजनेस अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो आपको डेवलप करनी पड़ेगी कि व्हाट इज एनबीएफसी, ओके, एंड व्हाट आर द डेफिनेशंस फॉर इट। कि नहीं, चलो दिस इज अ कन्वेंशनल बिजनेस, अभी मैं ये स्टडी नहीं करना चाहूंगा। ओके, बट समथिंग दैट आई मे कम अक्रॉस इज एथर एनर्जी। ओके, इलेक्ट्रिक 2-wheelers बना दी। नाउ दिस इज एन इमर्जिंग एरिया व्हिच इज poised to grow. Okay, very non-scientific. Now you can go back and see the reports ke what is happening at this industry, but a very non-scientific, it is an emerging industry. Then you go and study this company, and अभी चलो अज्यूम करते हैं कि you like this company। आज के दिन अभिषेक, अभी ये इतना चीजें इजी हो गई है ना एआई के दौर में, you can literally ask the AI in the screener to do a deep dive for you, and it is like my second nature right now. I'll show you and leverage AI for this. Actually, हफ्तों का जो रीडिंग और सब कुछ, तब एक टाइम पे लिटरली यू हैव टू रीड। आई विल शो यू, यहाँ पे जो मैनेजमेंट कह रहा है, यू हैव टू रीड द ट्रांसक्रिप्ट्स ऑफ दिस कॉन कॉल समरी। ओपन हो रहा है, तब तक मैं ये बता देता हूँ। ये देखो, यहाँ पे एआई समरी अवेलेबल है पेड वर्जन्स में। फैंटास्टिक। You can literally run through businesses and businesses all together. I used to actually read this con calls, Abhishek, if you remember. याद है हमने कंपनी का कॉन कॉल साथ में रीड किया था। करेक्ट। नॉन एआई के जमाने में 2022 स्टार्ट। and that's where वो सब information अब इधर available है summarized. And chalo, if you like this, whatever you are reading, you go and create यहाँ पे prompts, no boss. These are expert models made by the platform. Okay, no doubt these platforms are amazing and they are making all the money, and that is the nature of network effects. But तुम as user इसको वो leverage करो ना. Maybe I might have written about Ether, I don't know. Just let me search. I am not sure. नहीं, Ether मैंने इसको वो नहीं किया है. But look at this. ये day 1, ये 10 July 2000, ये जुलाई में आया होगा ये feature. I started adopting it. So Zinca Logistics was the first company that I really wanted to explore. Random था, and look at this. I still have balance here. So 300 रुपए मैंने डाल रखे हैं anytime. It is okay. So do not shy away from having paid version. So all the companies that I evaluate, and now after every 3-4 companies, look at the way the prompt is also evaluating. I'll show you the prompt. Okay, and I'm very proud of this per se. ये देखो, एक कंपनी में केमिकल में पढ़ रहा था, तो ये प्रॉम्प्ट भी मैंने उसी से लिखवाया. मेरे प्रॉम्प्ट को उसने ठीक करके दिया कि रोल कंटेक्स्ट क्या है. यू आर अ सीनियर रिसर्च इक्विटी एनालिस्ट. Okay, conduct a full spectrum. Your analysis should contain this. Go in depth. Do not avoid unnecessary jargons. Where they are unavoidable, explain them simply. Be objective and data driven. Do not ignore red flags or show it to me. Okay, और क्या क्या आना चाहिए, सब कुछ जो मेरे को डाल के रखना है मैंने सब डाला, एंड मुझे पूरा बिजनेस उसने बता दिया. I already have a head start. I already have a head start. And now comes the question कि now you have to ensure कि मुझे risk management quantitative terms में अभिषेक करना पसंद है. Okay, तो I do not like that 3 महीने वाला thing. I wanted it to be defined. Okay, and then there are certain reasons to it also कि मैं क्यों किसी भी कंपनी में 5% या 5% से ज्यादा का ड्रॉडाउन नहीं लेता जनरली. ओके, तो उसके लिए मैं टेक्निकल टूल्स यूज करता हूं. ओके, just hypothetically I'll show you some random companies. I don't know, मतलब एक कोई recent वाला ले लेते हैं. चलो, let me show you RK Forge. While this might not be understandable, many won't understand this, but ये भी मैंने बहुत मिनिमल रखा. You can literally jargonize and make it so complicated. Forget about all these bars, all these green color, red color, whatever it is. Okay. Think in terms of demand and supply zones. अगर सप्लाई ज्यादा है तो वो प्राइस को नीचे पुश करेगी. Okay, this is the price going down.
Correct.
Okay, and now this fall from sometimes is being resisted. इतना आप ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो. Okay, it is very much common sense कि now it has stopped falling from some time. Look at this. For sake of simplicity मैं इसमें आ जाता हूँ. It is going up और यहाँ पे ये ऊपर जाना बंद हुआ था ये एरिया में. Okay, एक तो ये एरिया में चलो थोड़ा इसमें लास्ट फ्यूल ऑफ लेग्स बचा था, ये एरिया में ऊपर जाना बंद हो गया. Despite efforts, it is going all over. Now it is going down, and there are some signs कि अब ये नीचे जाना बंद हुआ है. Okay, and then there is certain way to read it. अब यहाँ पे मैं इसको सिर्फ 2 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर रहा हूँ स्क्रीन के. It has stopped falling. Now just imagine कि ये जो मैं लाइन बना रहा हूँ, the upper half and the lower half. अगर यहाँ पे डिमांड आती है तो what likely is going to be the most likeliest outcome अगर डिमांड आती है तो अभिषेक, it is going to go up.
Correct.
Okay, because there is almost no supply. It is just matter of when the demand is going to come in. Correct. Now again, I have this position very recently built. Now you go and study about RK Forge. Now I know this business, by the way. So I have been tracking it. बहुत patiently मैं 3 साल बैठा हूँ यहाँ पे. Now go and read about the business. And then similarly, if you want more to be a momentum and more of a technical player, there is a website which I use called ChartMaze. यहाँ पे भी screeners होते हैं. You can use market analytics. आप use कर सकते हो. It gives you एक industry analytics करके दिखाता है कि what kind of industries are improving. So software services is improving. Okay, so जब पूरी दुनिया सॉफ्टवेयर सर्विसेज को गाली दे रही है, this quadrant according to them is improving. It is better placed right now. So I have my curiosity after seeing this. Software products, look at this. So that's where I would be studying, and it helps you refine your process further and further. from
Yeah.
being bare minimum to slightly more advanced. But
Yeah.
you would be completely okay in keeping it as simple as कि मैं अच्छे businesses 3 महीने में track करूंगा.
Yeah.
But make a process. मैंने अपना प्रोसेस बनाया. I'll tell you, चलो मैं बता भी देता हूँ ये क्या प्रोसेस है. It is my
Yeah.
process is pure techno funda trend rider with
Okay.
more weightage to price because
Okay.
I am a quantitative guy. मुझे सामने नंबर्स दिखते हैं, मेरे लिए इजी होता है समझना. Okay,
Yeah.
quality, though it is more of an art, investing and this entire thing is just art. It is not
Yeah.
science. By the way, I am a strong advocate of that. Numbers are just to help you. तो मैंने डिफाइन कर दिया कि मैं 5% ज्यादा का लॉस नहीं लूंगा. बाय द वे, एक और लॉजिक है, मैं एक और आज चलो थोड़ा एजुकेशनल नहीं करेंगे अभिषेक, बट कर लेते हैं. 100 रुपए से अगर आप 10 रुपए गिरो 90 पे जाओगे तो आपने 10% का फॉल लिया है.
करेक्ट.
वापस 90 रुपए से 100 रुपए पे आना है तो आपको 11% का राइज करना होगा.
करेक्ट.
लॉसेस वर्क ज्योमेट्रिकली अगेंस्ट यू. ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग समझ में नहीं आती है. तो छोटे लॉस से रिकवर करना आसान होता है. 100 रुपए से अगर आपका फोलियो 75 पे आ गया, विच इज अ 25% फॉल,
करेक्ट.
ब्रेक इवन पे वापस आने के लिए आपको 33% राइज करना पड़ेगा.
एब्सोल्युटली.
नाउ जस्ट इमेजिन, अगर वो 33% आपने 100 रुपए पे ही राइज किया होता या 95 पे ही आपने राइज किया होता, योर आउटकम वुड बी एक्सपोनेंशियल. ये ट्रिक लोग मिस करते हैं. दैट इज वन ऑफ द रीजंस व्हाई मैं छोटे लॉस लेता हूं. आई डू नॉट होल्ड द लूजिंग पोजीशंस. मैं कट कर देता हूं. Every Friday, I ensure to visit my positions and cut all the loss making or the ones जहां पे मेरा लॉस थ्रेशोल्ड के नीचे है.
Yeah.
तो वो मैं निकाल देता हूँ. 20 पोजीशंस रखो आप 5-5% की, या 33 पोजीशंस रखो. मुझे एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी रिटर्न्स नहीं चाहिए, मुझे बड़े लॉसेस नहीं लेने. बस ये मेरा एसेंस है. और उसके बदले अगर मार्केट एनवायरनमेंट हेल्थ ठीक है तो मैं दूसरे कंपनीज में इन्वेस्ट करूंगा या कैश पे अपने आप रहूंगा. तो देयर आर सर्टेन पैरामीटर्स टू इवैल्यूएट मार्केट हेल्थ आल्सो. अगर वो ठीक नहीं है तो मैं इन्वेस्ट नहीं करूंगा, मैं अपने आप कैश पे बैठा रहूंगा. एंड जो आपने पहला बोला ना कि ग्रीड फियर का, मैंने आपको सिंपल एक एनालॉजी तो दिया था स्टार्टिंग में. देयर आर वेज टू चेक दैट आल्सो. कि you compare the returns of equity versus the gold, you compare the returns of Indian markets versus emerging markets and USA, and what happens at the bottom levels. वो देखो अपने आप कि जब जब ऑयल एक पर्टिकुलर थ्रेशोल्ड पे जाता है तब क्या होता है. एंड ये सारे पैरामीटर्स अगर आप चेक करोगे तो कोविड के टाइम के साथ अलाइन हो रहे हैं अभी. तो इट इज अल्टीमेटली अ गेम ऑफ प्रोबेबिलिटीज. आई एम नॉट सेइंग विद सर्टेनिटीज, बट प्रोबेबिलिटीज आर इन फेवर ऑफ समथिंग एल्स राइट नाउ. ऑड्स.
अंडरस्टूड. फैंटास्टिक.
तो ये इतना आप साइंटिफिक बना सकते हो जितना चाहो.
या करेक्ट.
आई एम श्योर मैंने अभी बहुत सारे जार्गन्स यूज किए होंगे, बट लॉजिक एक सिंपल है. अपने रिस्क को कंट्रोल रखो, गेम में सरवाइव करो. ओके, और ऊपर चढ़ते स्टॉक्स के साथ रहो. स्टैन विंस्टीन स्टेजिंग एनालिसिस करके एक बुक है, हाउ टू मेक मनी इन बियर एंड बुल मार्केट्स. रीड इट. एब्सोल्युटली अमेजिंग बुक. अमेजिंग बुक.
Got it.
You will fall in love with technicals. I am so big proponent of price action right now. In fact, 70-80% I prefer price action.
Superb, Janak. You spoke about giving others an experience, right? And the last few minutes, you gave others you gave people watching and those who will watch this, right, a very beautiful experience on how to use screener. Use how to run a basic query, and more importantly, you have actually demonstrated the impact of AI in investing, right? So how ordinary investors can actually use AI in a very, very effective way to make certain decisions, to read up reports, to understand businesses further, right? And it was a fantastic amalgamation of everything that you just showed. Okay, and I'm sure it was a very, very good takeaway, or it will be a very good takeaway for those watching, and fantastic. So again, let's now hop on to
Abhishek. Just to add before we move on, as a working professional, you have such an edge right now. रिसर्च एनालिस्ट पूरे के पूरे लगे हुए होते थे 24/7 इस पे, एक पूरे सेक्टर पे. आज आप literally you can crush it in couple of hours on
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
लिटरली
Correct.
मैंने एरोस्पेस एंड डिफेंस सेक्टर लिटरली 3 दिन में क्रश किया. आई लव्ड द
Wow.
थीम. पूरे सारे डिफरेंसेस अलग अलग, कौन कौन सी कंपनी है, कहाँ पे काम कर रही है, वेयर एम आई सिटिंग, व्हाट आर द अनलिस्टेड प्लेयर्स आउटसाइड इंडिया, लिस्टेड प्लेयर्स आउटसाइड इंडिया, व्हाट इज देयर. मजा आ गया दोस्त मुझे.
Yeah,
एंड आई वुड नॉट हैव इमेजिन्ड, मतलब एक सेक्टर एक थीम को पकड़ स्टडी करने में 2-3 महीने निकल जाते थे, और
yeah.
उसके बाद वो पूरी थीम निकल गई है. बाद में लगता है अरे यार ये क्यों पढ़ा, अभी कुछ और पढ़ रही है दुनिया.
Fantastic. No,
तो
Janak,
कॉस्ट.
it was very nice. I mean, we were going to talk about the impact that AI could have on an investor's journey, and you clearly showed it. And I really hope that people watching this, I'm sure you have nudged them in that direction, and you have made them more curious, Janak. And I'm sure people will pick it up from here. So it was really good, the kind of stuff that you showed, and I will also personally build on it. So let's go back to the reflection bit, Janak. So if you had to rewind your investing journey, what are a few things that you would do differently, knowing what you know today?
Be more consistent actually. Okay, do not
Okay.
give up. Maybe the first thing that I would have done. uh,
Okay.
there were periods where I simply just साइड पे रखते हैं इसको, बट ऐसा नहीं
Okay.
करता तो आई थिंक द रिजल्ट्स वुड हैव बीन फास्टर फॉर मी. एकदम
Okay.
से उठे और स्टार्ट किया, फिर छोड़ दिया, वापस स्टार्ट किया, फिर छोड़ दिया. तो इट वाज स्टार्ट स्टॉप फॉर मी. Obviously, life was also going through a lot of changes, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Integrate it in part of your life first. तो if I would have been more consistent, मजा आता और मुझे पैशन था, but what was lacking was the urge to act on it.
Understood.
One. The second thing, maybe what I would have done differently is not taken the easy way in for first 7-8 years. मैंने कहीं से सुना और मान के कर लिया. I think shortcuts are not good here. Okay, lot of time is being wasted in the market by looking to make money early. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Should I repeat that quote? वो बहुत ही profound है, मैंने भी कहीं और से सुना है.
Yeah, absolutely.
Years,
Please.
decades are wasted to be millionaire overnight.
Yeah.
Okay, तो
Correct. Fantastic. So
that
profound.
जो टाइम लेगा वो लेगा. Be prepared to invest time and money, market fees. Okay. And the third thing is ultimately, हालांकि this is not something that I would have done differently or something. ये दो चीजें मेरे माइंड में थी. तीसरी चीज, अगर एक सेकेंड ना, I would add the thing that on the
Yeah.
reflection bit that came to my mind also. I'm just trying to recollect के और differently. हाँ, maybe I would not have been a more of a rear view investor. बहुत ज्यादा preference मैं पुरानी चीजों को देता था, because it was again very convenient. Okay, तो convenience
Yeah.
was biggest of my problems. कहीं
Yeah.
से सुन लिया और पुराना डेटा देख के डिसीजन ले लिया. One of the biggest blunders I made in my life. Okay,
Understood.
2017 में मैंने एक cyclical top graphite companies खरीद ली थी.
Okay.
Because I thought के जो growth rates है वो और fast ही होगी, but that is not how the world operates. Markets
Yeah.
look 6-8, develop that ability and the foresight to look ahead. कि आज से 2
Yeah.
साल में कौन सी थीम्स इमर्ज हो सकती है. ओके, कौन से
Yeah.
प्रॉब्लम्स ऐसे हैं जो एड्रेस करने जरूरी है. गवर्नमेंट
Yeah.
को ऑयल पे डिपेंडेंसी है, तो ऑयल के ऑल्टरनेटिव्स क्या है. ओके, दिस
Yeah.
इज हाउ यू शुड थिंक ऑन दोज लाइंस. अगर
Yeah.
एआई से जॉब जा रही है, तो हम बेसिकली वी आर एक्सपोर्टिंग आर इंटेलिजेंस टू द वर्ल्ड. नाउ एआई इज टेकिंग इट अवे. तो दुनिया
Yeah.
पे हम डिपेंडेंसी कैसे कायम रख सकते हैं अब हमारे लिए,
Yes.
इंडिया के लिए.
Yes.
तो वी वुड हैव टू गिव दोज लैंड अवे. वो लैंड
Yeah.
हम क्यों देंगे? वो लैंड हम इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए देंगे,
Yes.
मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए देंगे, वो लैंड हम डेटा सेंटर्स के लिए देंगे, क्योंकि इंडिया
Yes.
के पास अभी भी वो लैंड है, वो
Yes.
रिसोर्सेज हैं.
Yes.
ओके, तो थिंक ऑन दोज लाइंस.
Yeah.
सो दिस इज हाउ इट इज. फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल्स, बेसिक थिंकिंग है,
Yeah.
and then look to build on that. And then there are various reports. Do not shy away from learning and reading them. नहीं
Yeah.
समझ में आता है तो go and Google. but do not
Yeah.
take the route of convenience and shortcut. Do not rely on
Yeah.
somebody else. Okay,
Yeah.
जो
Yeah.
मैंने भी बोला है आज वो completely wrong हो सकता है.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have
Correct.
my own right to go wrong in everything that I said today,
Absolutely.
and I'm not liable for anything. And so are
Yeah.
you. The moment you
Absolutely.
get into the mindset of blaming somebody else, it is not a good way to start things. I am
Absolutely.
myself responsible for the outcomes in my life. And one
Absolutely.
of the important things, while it is not, but मैं इसको बहुत strongly believe करता हूँ, the purpose of money is not to make more money. Okay, if you
Yeah.
have balance in life, मैं हमेशा अपनी लाइफ स्ट्रीम में एंड में ये बोलता हूँ, प्यार, परिवार, सेहत, और फिर आता है रिटर्न. रिटर्न के भी
Yeah.
पहले रिस्क, पोर्टफोलियो आते हैं,
Yeah.
सर्वाइवल आता है, बाद में स्टॉक आता है.
Yeah. Yeah.
तो आप देख लो
Fantastic.
प्रायोरिटीज. तो दिस इज हाउ यू शुड लुक लाइफ.
Superb. Superb, Janak. I mean, such profound points that you have made. And absolute, and I'm just loving this conversation. I mean, I've never really gotten a chance to see this side of you earlier, and I'm so glad that we are having this conversation. Consistency, no shortcuts, no convenience, and you know like setting up that process, right? Again, I think that's the crux that you know you're focusing on. And superb. Superb. So, and I'll always remember this: decades are wasted to become millionaires overnight. Correct? Yeah. Fantastic. So, Janak,
मेरा
uh,
तो एक डेकेड गया है, आपका ना जाए जो ये देख रहे
yeah,
हैं.
yeah. Do you feel investing and personal finance should be a core part of our education curriculum? I personally still remember uh, the course or the session that I attended of Professor Sriram, and it really stayed with me. So, any of these early lessons, did they stay with you?
So Shriram sir was always one of my favorite ones. उनके lectures में अलग ही मजा आता था. The way
Yeah.
he used to structure an art like marketing, उसमें कैसे you can bring in those models and all, it was worth. And I ensured to have most of his subjects chosen. Okay, sales, marketing, etc., etc. But again, coming back to the point, Abhishek, तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो सेशन में अटेंड नहीं कर पाया था. एंड इन वेरियस वॉक्स ऑफ लाइफ आई ऑलवेज फेल्ट द नीड के देयर वो, आई स्टिल फील कि देयर इज समबडी टू हैंड होल्ड मी एंड टेल मी,
Understood.
दोस्त ये गलत हो रहा है, ऐसे नहीं,
Understood.
ऐसे देख तू
Yeah.
चीजों को. ओके,
Yeah.
और फॉर्मल एजुकेशन की ये एरिया में there is immense need, dire need.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always believe charity begins at home. So we ourselves first need to be educated, and
Yeah.
after that educate our kids. Okay,
Yeah.
so we cannot simply pass the buck to the educational institutes. It is good to have. Okay,
Yeah.
and if any education institute or curriculum maker is seeing this, okay, please do not pass the buck to employers, and employers, please do not pass the buck to real life. Okay,
Hmm.
already. So वो होता है ना कि कोई तो सिखा देगा ये, this you should have, this will be taught in the next standard.
Yeah.
फोर्थ स्टैंडर्ड वाला बच्चा बोलता है ना कि डोंट वरी, मैं अभी ये नहीं सिखाऊंगा, दिस विल बी टॉट इन फिफ्थ स्टैंडर्ड. फिफ्थ स्टैंडर्ड
Yeah.
का टीचर बोलता है ये तो आपको फोर्थ में पढ़ के आना चाहिए था.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
And that is true about personal financing also. Buck stop at you, whoever you are. Okay, whatever capacity, एक सिंपल सा कंपाउंडिंग, सेविंग, इंटरेस्ट, ये सिखाना है आपको अपने बच्चे को
Yeah.
कि व्हाई
Yeah.
यू नीड टू सेव. इन्फ्लेशन समझानी, आइसक्रीम के अगर आज 100 रुपए दे रहे हो तो कल 110 क्यों दे रहे हो आप. ओके,
Correct.
टेल हिम के पार्ले जी पहले 5 रुपए में 10 पीस आते थे, अब 5 पीस क्यों आते हैं.
Yeah. Correct.
मेक इट इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर हिम, उसका
Correct.
टॉयज के साथ एंड सब कुछ. आई एम
Correct.
नॉट सेइंग
Correct.
कि सिर्फ यही करो, बट
Correct.
हेल्प हिम. मेरा बच्चा मेरे साथ चार्ट्स देखने बैठता है, उसको अप डाउन पता है, वो मेरे को ट्रेंड बताता है, व्हाट इज दिस
Correct.
अप, व्हाट इज दिस डाउन, 2 years.
Correct.
So by
Correct.
doing that he has learned up and down, खाली
Correct.
अप एंड डाउन
Correct.
बस, और कुछ नहीं. बट गेट हिम
Correct.
इंट्रोड्यूस्ड. तो जब तक आप
Correct.
ये खुद नहीं करोगे, बेसिकली यू विल सी, आपको फिट होते हुए देखेगा तो वो खुद फिटनेस को अडॉप्ट करेगा ना.
Correct, correct,
आपको
correct,
देख
correct.
के वो स्पोर्ट्स के बारे में आपका प्यार देखेगा तो वो बैट पकड़ेगा। तो
Absolutely,
यू आर द बिगेस्ट रोल मॉडल। एंड देन
absolutely.
स्कूल्स,
So
कॉलेजेस, एम्प्लॉयर्स तो है ही।
true. So it just reminds me. So whenever, so I tell my kids these days that
हुँ,
your money is parked in mutual funds, so that when you become bigger,
हुँ।
you will be able to own a Tesla, or buy a flat of your choice. So then they started asking me about mutual funds. So I explained to them in very simple terms. So a few months back they were telling my wife that you work hard. If you work hard, the money will grow, and if the money grows, then our money will also grow. So, and yesterday when we were at uh, Fort, I actually showed them the Bombay Stock Exchange, and I told them, see,
वाओ!
this is the place where your money grows. And they couldn't believe. So yeah, charity begins at home. Absolutely true, my friend. Fantastic. And really, so superb. So Janak, let's wrap up now. And one last thing, I want you to leave viewers, Janak, with something that they can take back and act on. So three non-negotiable tips, Janak. You have already mentioned lots of them. If you have to just give three non-negotiable tips for investors navigating today's markets.
पहला तो मैंने बोल दिया, द पर्पस ऑफ मनी इज़ नॉट टू मेक मनी। If you are going to make money because you are greedy, so the outcomes are bad because it never ends. Okay. दूसरा है कि give time. Patience would be tested, but the odds are spectacular with time. So if you give 7-10 years, the outcomes would be in your favor. Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely in your favor. And third thing is, do not rely on anybody else. uh, so जैसे, like I showed you, the platforms are enablers for me but not the source
absolutely,
of truth. The handles that I mentioned are an inspiration to me but not the source of truth. I
absolutely.
good investors. So I'll tell you one more thing, maybe not non-negotiable, but one perspective I could have bought out in our conversations is, a good investor is one who accepts his mistake and is ready to go back on his thesis, either today,
Absolutely.
tomorrow, but as soon as he realizes his mistakes. Okay,
Correct.
who is ready
Correct.
to backtrack and chew his own words.
Very
Okay,
true.
so be humble enough to admit that I'm wrong. Uh,
Yeah.
that is the third thing, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah. Fantastic. Superb.
humble enough
Janak.
to
Very,
admit that I don't know. Humble enough to admit that even I am learning. Humble enough
yeah.
to admit, ठीक है यार, I'm not the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Superb, Janak. Janak, uh, it was it was fantastic talking to you. I mean, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, I really, really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your journey and your perspectives so openly. I'm sure a lot of people will relate to your story, not just now, but many years down the line. I'm sure Etansh will watch this video, Janak,
Uh,
and he will also take away some concrete steps for his own investing, and a lot of people also will take some concrete next steps right now and in future for their own investing. So for everyone watching, if you found this conversation helpful, do like the stream, share it with someone who's trying to make sense of the markets right now. Yeah, Janak. Yes.
do one thing, एक चीज रह गया, and I'm genuinely not saying it to promote my channel or for the
Yeah.
promotion. मेरा
Yeah.
channel दिखा दो. Some of the videos they might like. It might
Yeah.
strike a chord with them. Some of the shorts and all. If you can just share the screen and show my
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah. Just hold on. I think,
Yeah, that's my channel.
yeah, you can see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is Janak's channel here. And yeah, please subscribe to the channel. And Janak, you also take some sector-based sessions, right? Live?
Yeah. So I have a members only cohort. So जैसे मैंने बोला, I'm not really active right now because of
Yeah,
some giving other priorities. बट मैं ये
yeah,
इंश्योर करता हूँ कि मैं अपने मेंबर्स के साथ हर 15 दिन में एक लाइव स्ट्रीम करूँ. इट इज ओपन टू एवरीबडी. तो इफ यू गो
yeah.
इनटू द लाइव नो एवरी ऑल्टरनेट सैटरडेज, यू विल सी माय लाइव. इट इज ओपन टू एवरीबडी. एंड हर महीने एक सेक्टर को पकड़ के उस पर डीप डाइव करता हूँ, किसी एक बिजनेस का केस स्टडी उठा के.
Okay, okay, fantastic.
Okay, so maybe those case studies are again a gold mine. You should go and watch. I have ensured to not to keep it very pricey, but it will be only useful if your basics are in place. क्योंकि मैं वहाँ पे ज़्यादा real world hands on की बातें करता हूँ. I really don't go into extreme basics. So if you are an
Nice.
investor who has spent 3, 4, 5 years and know certain concepts, then this will give you a head start. But ठीक है, the larger point was कि go and watch free videos. Almost 500,
Yeah,
600 videos है, including shorts. There is abundance to fuel that curiosity itch of yours.
superb, superb. So check out Janak's channel, StockAdda with Janak on YouTube. And fantastic. Thank you again, Janak. And with this, we wrap up episode 2 of Inspired Circles. I'll be back soon with another story from within my own circle that I hope will inspire you to think, act, and create change in your own way. Thank you for joining. Stay curious and see you next time. Thank you so much, Janak. Bye.
Thanks, Abhishek.
Thank you. Bye.